الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن والاه ومن سار على نهجه مقتدى بسنته مهديم إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد, my dear respected brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As we covered in our previous episode, the first project that the Prophet ﷺ he executed in the Medina, which is building the Masjid and its roles, I would like to conclude it with a set of practical lessons learned and recommendations and proposed projects related to that topic. And you will find that in this series, inshallah, because we are going to cover 10 projects. Some of them, they will take one episode. Other projects, maybe they will take 3 episodes, like the Medina's market. So after each project, I will just put a specific episode like this one, where we discuss the practical lessons learned, recommendations, and proposed projects related to the topic that we covered, in a way to transfer these type of abandoned meanings and sunnahs, and to move it from the theoretical dimension to the practical reality. As the seerah of our Prophet Muhammad ﷺ that I'm sharing it with you over here, I believe it's not just a bedtime story. We need to project this seerah and its meanings on our reality over here in Canada. And this is what I call from fiqh al-da'wah. And I will share with you some of the ideas and recommendations and proposed projects in a way to initiate the thinking and also taking actions. Initiate the actions actually in all our audience. وَرُبَّ سَامِعٍ أَوْ عَامٍ مُبَلَّغٍ. So the following are some of the ideas and recommendations that came to my mind, that I would like to share it with you, how to reflect whatever we heard from the seerah and how to reflect it on our reality. The first one is that the masjid should focus over here in Canada more about the faith and the Islamic lessons that links the people to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. يعني برامج لتقوية الإيمان والعقيدة ووصل الناس بالقرآن والسنة. Especially programs related to the Quran and the Sunnah and the seerah of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and in a way to strengthen the reference point that we talked about, the reference point of the Quran and the Sunnah. So the people, they need to learn more about it. So that's one of the ways to strengthen the reference point, the Quran and the Sunnah, in us and even our children, by doing more programs inside the masajid and focusing on these type of programs in the masjid. The second important point is to pay close attention to the khutbah quality. We have around 52 weeks during the whole year. So you're talking about 52 khutbah throughout the year. And most of the masajid, as I know, that they are doing 2 to 4 khutbah each Friday. Some in English and some in Arabic, but most of them in English. As you know, that the khutbah is wajibah, and it's a must condition to have a correct Jum'ah prayer. And that type of wujub, that put a duty on the people who attend and listen and focus during the Jum'ah prayer. They are not allowed even to talk to each other. Otherwise, they will call it laghu, and this will spoil all his Jum'ah prayer. So that type of wujub, that put that duty on the people to attend, listen, and focus during the Jum'ah prayer, it should put the same amount of responsibility on the khatib, the speaker, to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَيَتَّقِ اللَّهِ, to prepare well to his khutbah. As a sign, and that type of preparation is a sign of respect to the duty that he has and to the listeners that they attend, and not just to deal with the khutbah as a way to fill an empty time spot. So that's the second recommendation. The third one is that the masjid has an essential role in the Islamic community as an Islamic community identity, by taking initiative in doing what we call open houses, and to do these open houses systematically and periodically. And I highly recommend to do it in a quarter base. We open, basically the open houses is a way to open our doors, the center's doors and the masjid doors, to the Canadian society, so that they come and learn more about Islam. And we do exhibition about Islam and teach them about Islam, and also give them teach them about Ramadan and how we practice our religion. And that type of open houses, it will remove that type of distorted stereotype image presented by the biased media that we talked about. This type of activity should be based on initiative and consistency. Initiative and consistency, rather than being momentary action and based on reaction. Most of the masajid, unfortunately, they do it, or they did it when we have September 11, or we have the London issue. So they do it as a reactive action and momentary action. We shouldn't do it like that. It should be part of our da'wah over here to the community, to the society. The da'wah shouldn't be only focused on the Muslims. Also, part of our da'wah is to focus on the non-Muslims and to deliver this beautiful message and to share it with our society over here, especially from the values and the morals that we have. And I highly recommend in these type of projects to involve the new young generation by training them to present this image and answer all the suspicions about Islam in a modern language that they can present better than me and a lot of people because they don't have an accent issue. And in the background, you'll put a group of scholars and sheikh that they will be there to support and to direct. And this is crucial, basically, and it will benefit our youth, and it will boost their Muslim identity, personal identity, when they start to defend and to explain Islams to the non-Muslims in these open houses. Number 4, I highly urge the Masjid also to participate in the Canadian society by donating to the poor through what we call food banks, to do food banks through these centers and the masajid. And a lot of masajid, they are doing this. Through the vaccination activities, and I found a lot of masajid also centers, they do this. So I highly recommend to do that because that has a huge impact on the society. And the blood donation, through blood donation, to use it through the center. This is one of the core messages of the center, of the masjid role. And the Canadian society, and for the Canadian society actually to see the masjid and through it they see the Islam as a beacon. When it do these things, they will see it as a beacon of giving goodness and positive interaction with the society. The final suggestion that comes to my mind, as we clarified earlier, that the actual role of the masjid, when we read the seerah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, at the time Prophet Muhammad was a starting point for intellectual, educational, social, economic, political, health, and environment work and projects. So the masjid over here in Canada cannot carry all that. Maybe it can carry based on the license that it have, the intellectual, the educational, part of the educational for the society, and the social work. While the rest of the work will be unable to do under the roof of the center or the masjid due to the legal and technical restrictions. And therefore, we must complete the masjid mission by establishing a separate external specialized institutions in these aspects, separate by the building and license, but also connected and completing the masjid mission. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and أسأل الله عز وجل أن يجعلنا مما يعيدون للمسجد دوره ومما يجمعون قلوب المسلمين حوله وممن يحفظون حق الله وحق الناس داخل وخارج المسجد وممن مرجعهم في كل أمورهم كتاب الله وسنة رسوله إنه ولي ذلك والقادر عليه والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.